Before I begin this video, I want to take this moment to encourage anyone who hasn't already to use their voice in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. There needs to be a change, and we need to stand united against racism and use our voice in every way we can to make this change happen. In the description box below, I have linked the Black Lives Matter website, an extensive resource I have found incredibly useful with lists of petitions to sign, places you can donate, and further resources to use to educate yourself, plus information on protests happening in support of the movement. Use your voice in any way you can. Sign petitions, they're all free and literally take seconds to do. If you can donate, donate. But for those who can't financially support the movement or want to further, I've also linked an hour-long video that has been created to help fund the movement, with 100% of the money made from AdSense being donated to associations offering protest bail funds, funding for family funerals, and many others working to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Watch it, repeat it, have it on in the background if needed. Just use your voice and the means you have available to you to support this movement. Thank you for listening.
Welcome back to another video. Feels like forever since I've sat down and actually filmed because I've finally finished uni, or no I haven't, that's a lie. I finished my second year of uni. It's done, completed, vamoose, almost. I just have to do my dissertation proposal. That's the only thing I have left to do, but that's only 250 words. It's so good. I'm so glad it's finished now. We can get back to the bookish talking. We're going to start off with a bang because I'm going to be making my Make Your Myth Taker Readathon TBR dead thing, you know what I mean, which is running all next month, the best month in the world, because not only is it Pride Month, but it starts off with my birthday. Very exciting. So yes, basically if you don't know how it runs, which you should, I'll leave everything linked below, but you basically, Ashley over at A Frolic Through Fiction has created all these characters that you can be, and you can kind of be those characters by following a kind of like a career path for that character, and each character has 4 prompts and each prompt is a book, obviously. Basically I couldn't choose who I wanted to be, so we have 12 books today. The most books I've read in a month is 6. It's going to be a struggle, but we're fine, it's fine, we're going to do it. So basically there was 4 characters that I want to be and I couldn't pick between them all, so I've gone for all of them, but there's also a thing that you can swap halfway through, so I'm going to be half of one character and half the other one, because basically it's going to work out. So I've chosen to be a goddess because we all want to be that inner goddess, and then I've also chosen to be a fairy because who wouldn't want to be a fairy, and then thirdly I've chosen to be a royal spy gone rogue turned assassin. So I'm going to do the first 2 prompts of the royal spy, then I can switch over to be the assassin because they both have the same prompt. I think that's how it works. If I'm wrong I'm really sorry, but I'm going to switch over to be an assassin and then finish the prompt with those last 2 books. So exciting. Shall we get into the video? I think so. So goddess, non-human main, starting off with a bang. So I'm really excited for this book because it's one I've ummed and ahed about. I see it everywhere and every time I watch a review they're always like female romance and I'm like yes. Then they're like fantasy and I'm like yes. Then they're like sci-fi. For some reason sci-fi scares me a little bit. I've never really read a sci-fi before. I don't really tend to be drawn to it. So I'm hoping it's more fantasy vibes than sci-fi vibes, but I think it does have like a cyborg. But yes, that's this book. Next prompt we have a foiled cover, and for this one I have gone for The Odyssey by Emily Wilson. This is obviously a translation of Homer's Odyssey, but it is by Emily Wilson, who is the first female to translate it. I wanted to read this for so long and I've picked it up and put it down and I didn't make it very far. So we're tackling it again. I think this could be useful for my dissertation because I'm doing, well, I actually don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm doing something to do with feminism, modern retellings of ancient literature. Obviously that's a very wide, broad thing, which I need to narrow down a lot. So this hopefully will give me something to inspire me or kind of narrow down that field of view. So that's the next book. Then we have the highest rated book on my Goodreads TBR, I'm assuming. Now, I think the actual highest, I did this list a while ago, but I think the actual highest rated book on there might not even be released yet, or I don't physically own. So the highest rated book on there that I physically own, that is Where the Crawdads Sing by TBR Owens. This is a contemporary or historical fiction. It's a contemporary historical fiction, so it's not like back in the 1600s, it's 1969, so it's a recent modern history. And I've just seen this everywhere, and apparently it's meant to be good. I've got big expectations for this one, but yeah, it also matches me skirt. Who doesn't love it? Okay, and for the final one, to be a goddess, we're going to pick a random thing on my TBR, a random number. So I've just gone and counted them all, and I have 32 books, not including these ones, that I haven't read on my shelves, excluding obviously the mound of books that are in my uni accommodation that I can't get to. So let's do a random number generator. 24. Let me go count 24. This picked up Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. So this is a classic. It has very similar topics in it that another book in this pile has, so it might be a bit of a heavy month for me on the reading scale. This follows a man who becomes obsessed with a young girl, underage girl, and it's his kind of point of view of it. Number 24, that's it. So if I read all those books, I will become a goddess magically. I know if that happens at the end of the month. I'm gonna guess it's not gonna happen. Next we have Fairy. So, featuring Faye. This happens to fit in very nicely with my Throne of Glass reread, Crown of Midnight. I feel like that's actually maybe a spoiler. Terribly sorry if you haven't. It will make sense when you read Air of Fire, then you'll understand. Featuring Faye, even if you didn't know. Okay, next we have a foiled cover, and this one I've actually gone for. Ashley also did a massive long video saying with a booked recommendation for every single prompt, and it was something like 50 books. It was a great video. Go check it out. I'll leave a link below. But the one that she actually recommended for this, I purchased also because she recommended it in a video. I feel like I'm fangirling on Ashley now, but why not? But yeah, this is 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes. This is a feminist retelling. Fits into my dissertation, hopefully, of women from the Iliad. This is multiple stories, I think. So it might read like a short story collection, I'm not really sure, because there's like so many different women that it's from, apparently, but I'm very excited to get into this. Beautiful book. It's got a foiled ships on it. Who doesn't love a foiled ship? I don't know. That is number 2. Then we have Featuring Woodlands. I don't have a book for this. Oh crikey. Okay, so I failed a little bit there. Didn't pick a book for that. So I'm gonna guess, because of the cover, this has woodlands in it. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. It's a nice small one. I feel like it's needed at this point once we've got so many books. But oh, look at those end pages. Can we just appreciate that for a second? But this has, oh look. That was my bookmark. He's from Sarah J Maas's other series, if you didn't know, but it's a little sticker. Love him, he's my favourite. Okay, so this I think will feature woodlands as it has little arty trees on the front. So we filled the prompt. Final prompt for being a fairy. A book outside your comfort zone. So this is the book that I was saying I think links or has similar topics to Lolita. It's not out of my comfort zone genre wise, because when I do read contemporary I do like it to be quite hard hitting and quite, you know, tackling difficult topics so that you can kind of, I don't know, so they're a little bit more educational and kind of mind awakening. So it's not necessarily the genre that's putting me out of my comfort zone, but I think I've heard anyway this is very uncomfortable to read, like it makes you feel uncomfortable because of the topics of it, and that is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. So again, this is about a relationship with an adult male and an underage female. However, this is told from the girl's point of view 30 years later, or when she's 30 and the kind of groomer person has been arrested for sleeping with an underage girl, so for statutory rape, and she's kind of reflecting back and kind of accepting what the relationship was for actually what it was, not what she kind of grew up believing it to be because she kind of thought she was in love and that kind of thing. And apparently it's very, very uncomfortable to read because of the topic, and it's done very well. I think that would mean that it also has to be done very well because it is a hard topic to tackle in a book, I think, and if it can make you feel uncomfortable, then it's done a good job. So after that I will be a fairy. Then we're moving on to a royal spy. First thing for a royal spy is to read a book you've heard good things about. Now, I've heard endless things about this. So, we've got The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I've read Circe, I love Circe, that's what started off my love for Greek literature, so hoping this will be a good one. This has a male-male romance as well, which I'm really interested to see how that goes, because I've read The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker, which also is an Iliad retelling like this one. However, it follows the girl who Achilles wins from a kind of, when he conquers another city, and he just picks her, and it's told from her point of view as being like a captive woman. It's very impactful, would definitely recommend. It's not an easy read at all. It's an impressive book, but this, obviously, that doesn't mention their relationship. Well, it mentions their relationship obviously, but it's just a friendship, so I'm interested to see how this one goes. So yes, there we go. So the next prompt is to read a book with royal colours on them, which I think include red, blue, red and blue? Was it just red and blue? Red, blue, gold? Don't know. I don't know the royal colours, but there we go. I think it does include blue. And this follows another readathon that I'm doing, which is the whole Brandon Sanderson massive readathon that Rachel Marie's doing. And even though this will be like a little bit ahead of the readathon, I can't wait to read it, so I'm gonna read it anyway. And that is The Hero of Ages, which is the third book in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. And it has blue on the cover, so it fits the prompt. The end of the last book, oh my word. I'm so excited to get into this one. But yeah, it has to be read this month. I'm sorry I can't wait, but I'll still watch the live show, even though I won't remember anything that happened. Third book in the series, it will be the end of the series, which means I'll have read 4 Brandon Sandersons. My Brandon Sanderson collection is growing quite nicely. I don't know if it's as big as the middle book. The middle book, oh, it's still quite big. It's 748 pages, which is quite hefty. That does not look like 748 pages, I'm sorry, but it doesn't. Okay, so that's quite a long one. It's fine, not feeling at all intimidated by the massive amount of books that are sitting next to me, and we're just going to add some more to it. So the next prompt, I'm going to switch over. Be a rebel. I'm not going to be a royal spy anymore. It's not the life for me. Needs more darkness to it, and I'm going to be an assassin instead. So the prompt that is the switch over one is a secret book, so I can't tell you what that is, but there we go. And then the final prompt is a quick read. Now, I wasn't sure what to pick on this because I've read all the short books on my shelf because I've been lazy and just been reading short books. So I picked one that's like totally random. I'm not even sure why I purchased it, but we're going to read it anyway because I think it will be short because it's only 350 pages and it's like a YA fantasy, so we can smash that out hopefully in a few days. But it is Catwoman by Sarah J Maas, which I feel like is a little bit random, but why not? I've never heard anyone talk about this apart from when it was initially published, so we shall see how it goes. So that's all my TBR. I hope you've enjoyed it. I feel like I've been all over the place in this video, but I think it's because it's my first video back and I have no idea what I'm doing anymore because I'm totally out of practice. But I hope it's been alright to listen to and it's not completely annoyed me. And if you've made it this far, well done to you. Well done to you. So, thank you again for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and I shall see you in my next video.